Hello, lovely people. Welcome to the Geek, but I am Pench, and lo and behold, it's Epic Tavern, because I've managed to overcome my graphics driver woes and get Epic Tavern recording again. But this is not a normal part of Epic Tavern. No, because this is the Test Tavern. Look, it's not the Geek, but this is the Test Tavern, because we are going to have a look at the Harvest update of Epic Tavern that came out, a couple of days ago now by the time this video comes out. So I just thought we'd have a look at what's different, what's changed, what's kind of upcoming, and what the things are in that particular update. So most of it, I think, is bug fixes. There's an awful lot of bug fixes that have gone on in the background. So the issue that I had before, where if there was someone in the infirmary, the day wouldn't end properly. That was a bug. That's been fixed. So stuff like that, lots of little things that we've probably stumbled across. Some of the food and stuff has changed. This is interesting. So now there's mead and house warming like there was, but now it's orphanage porridge. So the description has kind of gone, because they did have a description before, a little description in there. I think that's kind of gone perhaps. And you buy them in kind of, the stock is a vat, if you like. So there's 20 servings in a vat. So at the minute I've got nothing. I've got no servings of that. So I can then buy a vat. So I've got, in stock is one vat of it, which gives me 20 servings. And then you can adjust the price over here if you have it in your on your menu and your specials bit. And then, yes, stale bread, sparkling fairy water, which is quite cool. So rather than just whatever it was before, I can't remember what it was before now. It was just like water or something, wasn't it? It was just boring water. But now it's sparkling fairy water. Makes it sound magical. So that was good. And we then have this extra thing here. Now, what they have done, and I didn't record it when I went through it, the start quest with the Ravager 4, that I kind of, when I first played it on day one, possibly was fairly inconsequential. I don't know. Now has a bearing on it. So they saved a farm, I think it was. And the farm had this thing, had this food stuff in it. So this food product, the Yak kebabs, has now become available. Oh, there you go. As you can see from there, I can't put them out over it, but on the description, a unique speciality of Greymore Farm saved from the Netherkin by the Ravager 4. As thanks, they offer, brackets, tavern name, a steady supply of their premium meats. So maybe if I played it through again, that wouldn't happen. So that first quest with the Ravager 4 now does have seemingly a sort of a bearing on things, which is good, I suppose, which is good. The main thing that I think we'll see, if we need to go to a quest, have we got any decent quests underway? It's smelling a rat. No, we need some more quests. Hang on, let me grab some more quests. Right, okay, I've grabbed a few more quests. Another thing they have done, these bits down here, obviously they're empty at the minute, but these things down here populate with far more stuff. So Tavern and Adventurers populate with a lot more stuff. And apparently they have looked at the, as they word it, the spawning of new versus previous patrons coming into your tavern has been enhanced. So I don't quite know exactly what that means. And apparently all your adventurers should be in the pub at any one time, should be in the tavern. And in this case, it's true. So we have Murgle. Murgle's, oh no, there you go, it doesn't do that. Murgle is somewhere in here. Grunson is in here, and then the other person who's got a great first name, I know when Hammerborn, a Dwarven Ranger, is also in here. There they are. In fact, they're sat on the edge of the table there. So yeah, this bit has all been sort of tweaked, which is pretty good. Also, drunkenness. If you get a person drunk, so let's get, no, not Grunson, let's not get one of our own people done. Let's get, I don't know, Ulof. You can get drunk. So apparently what you can do is now it gives you a boost to your relationship status. So if they're sober, you just get the regular relationship status. If they're a bit tipsy, so they've, you've given them a few drinks, and I think they've got one thing over here, one sort of whatever it is, mug of drink. That means they're tipsy, so you get double the relationship bonus. If you manage to get two sort of whatever they are, mugs of ale over this side, they're drunk, gives you multiplies your relationship bonus by 4. However, if you go too far and made them pass out, if you get them too drunk and they just faint, then you don't get anything, because they're obviously too drunk to remember what you were talking about. So we might be able to see that here if I can get this working. So who are we looking at? Ulof. So you're down here, just there. So the Orcish performer. So let's keep going to you. Offer you a drink. Let's give you some more mead. Yeah. Wow, I would pick an orc, wouldn't I? Right, hang on. Let's see if we can get them a bit more drunk. What about... Don't like house wine. Let's just keep going with the mead then. Nope, you are very resistant. Your orcish performers are seemingly very resistant. There we go, look. So now she is tipsy. So any relationship stuff I get in here, which I think is this, or sort of the friendship stuff, is now double. I'll now get double bonuses. And if I did it more, I would get her drunk and get 4 times the bonus. But then, yeah, if she passes out, she doesn't get anything. Also, they've moved these little sort of bubble things to imply that she's a little bit kind of trolleyed because it was hard to see before. They were quite high up in the air. Right, okay, let's pick us a quest. Let's go to view the map. Now, I've only got 3 heroes. Okay, this might work, actually. It's not far away, but this might be a good example. So, the 3 people join like normal. So, this all looks fairly ordinary so far. We shall go forth on the quest. Yes, this bit appears. We're going into the attic. Right, you are. Okay. Now, immediately, you'll notice this is different. At the minute, front row and back row don't do anything. That's in preparation, it says, for sort of further development later on down the line. But that's going to be interesting. I mean, I don't know what kind of difference that's going to make. But, so at the minute, Grunton and Murgle are stood at the front. And then I Know When is stood at the back. Also, you can see what weapons they've got on them. Look, you can actually roll over and see what weapons they've got. So at the minute, Murgle and Grunton not got anything. They've not got any weapons, any armour, or any items. I Know When has an axe, which is quite useful, and a cloak, which doesn't actually provide anything for them. It's just a cloak that they are wearing. So that's cool. So you can see that at a glance. That's quite nice. But yeah, the rose thing is in preparation for later on, I believe. Another thing they've changed is when you have 2 or more quest groups going out. Previously, it would do it kind of simultaneously, and you would be looking at one quest and you'd see the other quest kind of going on doing their thing, and stuff would happen. And I think that's how last time on my proper, the Geek Cupboard run through, we lost Trisha and we didn't really see what happened. We didn't have any kind of bearing on it. We didn't see it. She was just dead, which was a shame. Now they've altered that. So the quests are done all sequentially. So one will be done and then you move on to the next one and they will move along as well. So that's quite nice. I quite like that idea. So here we go. Let's continue this. Now we need to get to a fight bit. Now I hope this does work. I hope I can show you the bit here. Now it doesn't appear here, but they've introduced a thing. Let's just do that. Called stance. So I think you have to get to at least one thing first. One sort of encounter, if you like. And then you get these stances. Now this is the big thing. This is the big quest. So the big change, I would say even. So you can have their stance as balanced, which is kind of the a nice middle ground option. But if you go aggressive, your skill power will be higher, but you have a reduced roll here. So this roll here, you roll 22, a poor performance, which contributes only 6 skill power. So you're less likely to have a good performance, but if you do have a good performance, you'll contribute more skill power. But obviously this is a lower percentage. You can go balanced where there's nothing, or you can go cautious where you reduce the skill power. So you reduce this, but your performance can increase. So the chance of success will increase. So you're more likely to have a decent roll to provide some skill power, but the amount of skill power you provide will not be as high as it could be. So that's quite a nice little sort of thing there. So you could mix them up. So you could have you two being aggressive, go, right, we're just going to go in and go wallop. Whereas you're going to be a little bit more, look, I'm going to be a bit more, try and get more success out of it. I might not be able to produce all the results if I succeed, but I'm more likely to succeed rather than doing that and failing entirely and not providing any kind of assistance at all. Or you can go straight down the line, straight in the middle, and just go down a nice balanced stance. So there we go. So that, I think you have to set it after you've come to the first encounter. From when I've played, I've only played a little bit, but you have to set it after the first encounter. But that's quite interesting. But there we go. I think we've done that quest. This bit looks more or less the same. And we get little notifications as well coming up in the corner. So now unlocking the infirmary. This quest chain leads to unlocking the infirmary. So the upgrade is essential for healing wounded adventurers. Okie doke. And then we go back here. So Murgle has gained paralysed. Yeah, okay. That's probably not a good thing, is it? So I think that's probably the biggest change, I would guess, is the fact that stances are now included and that they will work. They will actually take effect if you start using them. So on short quests like that, no bearing. But on a bigger quest, on some of the huge quests that we had where we've gone really quite far away, then yeah, it will have a bearing. Although a little picture of a sunshine, I didn't notice that. It's cloudy. It's cloudy on Saturday of week 1 and day 6. That's cool. That's quite a nice little thing. This was in it before. Tito who's injured, and then there's some stuff here about what we're doing. So we've got no stale bread in stock. Might be quite useful to go and buy some stale bread while we're there. So that sort of thing. Look, and there you go. The goal comes out as is expected. They've also done some other bits and bobs to do with the quests at the start. So some quests have been rewritten a little, and the early quests, so the quests, the first 20 or so quests that you play just to get you used to it and get you in, have been kind of rewritten a little bit, and the skill checks have been rebalanced, I think it said, just to make sure that it's, it's fair to your sort of fairly small, limited number of heroes / adventurers. They've also included a lot of new quests. I think they've put several new quests in, which is quite cool. Some of them going on from the Halloween quest and some entirely new standalone ones, so that's quite good. Mimige. Okay, Mimige, or Mimige, I don't know how you say it, Mimige, is one of the developers. That's quite cool. Hello, you're in there. I don't think you can do anything with rooms yet. No, rooms aren't done. You can just have a room, and there you go. But here we go. Down here, look. Parties return in triumph. Also, if they fail, it does say a party is returning in failure, or whatever the wording is, but a party is returning in shame, possibly. And yeah, you get the stuff here saying they've come back from questing. So there you go. So Murgle's paralysed. So yeah, what does that mean? So is that anything different? Can you tell anything different from there now? It just says paralysed 6 days, but I don't know what it means still. Okie doke, never mind. But there we go. So a quick roundup of some of the changes. I mean, there's probably other bits and bobs as well. There's sort of graphical changes, I imagine, slightly different bits, and there's some calculations to the amount of action points it takes to give your patrons food and drink and interact and stuff like that. I think that's been tweaked as well. But for the most part, it doesn't look too radically different here. And the only big things really are the stances on the screen, and then the obviously front and back rows on the actual questing screen. But at the minute, the front and back rows don't have any bearing on anything, but I'm sure it will in the future. There we go. Just a quick look through the Harvest update of Epic Tavern that's come out recently via Steam. I think it was a couple of days ago by the time this video goes out. As for our playthrough of Epic Tavern, because I've now got my recording woes sorted and the new version is out, I am going to return it to the channel. Hurrah! So Saturday night, Epic Tavern shall return to the Geek Cupboard, and there shall be much rejoicing and much drinking of ale or mead or whatever you like. Maybe not the sparkling fairy water, probably have something a bit harder hitting than that. But yes, it shall be back on Saturday night, so that is splendid news, because it's popular. It seems a popular thing, and I enjoy it, so let's keep it going for a while anyway, shall we? As always, if you've liked this, please do leave a like, and don't forget to subscribe to keep up to date with all the Epic Tavern stuff we're doing in the Geek Cupboard and everything else we get up to also. But for now, thank you very much for joining me in the Geek Cupboard, and I'll see you next time. Everyone loves barbecued rat. My compliments to the chef. I don't think he did much. He literally stuck a stick up the rat's bottom and put it on a fire. Shrieking weird ladies in the water, probably not a good thing. The heroes offer a decisive solution to all the woman's riddles by shoving her off the bridge. Yay! Yay for the chiseled stick.